The Arabic chant, Allah Akbar, God is great, sometimes said under the most beautiful of circumstances.
So an Islamic terrorist kills 8 people before chanting Allah Akbar. And your first response is to tell us how beautiful Allah Akbar is.
Allah Akbar, beautiful.
Too soon, Jake, too soon.
Allah Akbar, beautiful.
Yeah, it probably didn't sound too beautiful to the victims who were laying face down on the concrete bleeding to death. But hey, at least Jake had the balls to say Allah Akbar, unlike the rest of CNN who refused to even run it on their news ticker. Unlike this CNN reporter who refused to even describe the suspect.
Police know who he is. They have a description of him. I'm not going to share that at the moment.
Unlike the BBC who said he made a statement consistent with a terror attack.
What you're seeing is not Islam whatsoever. None of this is condoned, including the, sacrificing and getting yourself killed at the end of a terrorist attack. None of that is Islamic. It's anti-Islamic.
Really? That'll be why there are 109 different verses in the Quran that talk about going to war against the non-believers. That'll be why the Quran specifically mentions a vast reward for martyrs who carry out attacks. But yeah, nothing to do with Islam. After all, he was just your local friendly Uber driver.
Acts of terror don't belong to any faith.
Really? I must have missed all those Mormons and Hindus mowing people down in trucks in major cities on a monthly basis. And let's not forget what our main concern should be after an Islamic terrorist butchers a bunch of innocent people. Someone, somewhere, might be mean to a Muslim.
Keep the Muslim fear-mongering to yourself, bigots. New Yorkers don't fuck with that. New Yorkers don't have an hysterical fear of Muslims, so no one bother marketing that here. It begins. CNN reports murderer said Allah Akbar. Cue the Islamophobia. Many Muslims will now have to answer to Manhattan. Unfortunate. I really hope that this pickup driver was not Muslim because I'm not prepared for all this Islamophobia. The most Trumpian thing most people do is overreact to a small terrorist attack. Let's be supportive of the city, but let's not pretend powerful Islamophobia hasn't been a stain on the history of the city since God knows.
Yeah, I'd argue that Islamic terrorism has been more of a stain on New York City given the, thousands of dead people murdered by Islamic terrorists. Do you even realize what a pathetic meme you've all become with this Islamophobic backlash crap? A lot of you were probably more offended by Halloween costumes than by this atrocity. You're not the victims here. Muslims aren't the victims here. There's never any substantial Islamophobic backlash, yet you trot out the same narrative after every single attack, purely as a way to silence discussion about Islam, purely as a way to shout down people demanding something be done to address Islamic terrorism. If your first concern after yet another bloody Islamic terror attack is people being mean to Muslims, then you're part of the problem. You're responsible for creating the chilling atmosphere that blocks society from confronting this evil. One of the factors that led to this attack can be traced back specifically to the left's obsession with political correctness. The terrorists came into America under the diversity visa program, a program designed to, quote, diversify the immigrant population in the United States. Because diversity is our strength, right? A visa program that Trump is trying to end and that Democrats are trying to maintain. Meanwhile, my government wants to let ISIS jihadists back into the country and give them taxpayer-funded benefits and housing. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, well, you're an Islamophobe. And then you've got the nerve to portray conservatives as terrorists who want to mow down children with trucks, when that's exactly what Islamists are actually doing while you run defense for them. Oh, but the most disgusting thing is Trump supporters exploiting a tragedy to justify racism. Well, A, Islam is not a race, and B, that's exactly what you did after Charlottesville. Saying Manhattan attack represents Islam is as reckless as saying Charlottesville white supremacy rally represents white people / Christianity. Oh, you mean like virtually everyone on the far left did after Charlottesville? What did New Yorkers do after the attack? They went about their lives. How inspiring this brave citizen refuses to be distressed by something that didn't happen to her. Keep calm and carry on. It's pretty hard to go about your life when you're dead. It's pretty hard to go about your life when your son, daughter, husband or wife isn't coming home tonight. Oh yeah, and while this terrorist was being radicalized and plotting the attack, what was New York Mayor Bill de Blasio doing? He was rushing to Hamburg, Germany to show solidarity with rioting Antifa scumbags. He was warned about specific cases of radicalization, but he was too busy virtue signaling about how much he hated Trump to pay any attention. And what's the FBI been focusing on for the past year. Conspiracy theories about Russian collusion. Maybe the BBC's John Sopel gets it.
London, Barcelona, Berlin, Nice, Paris, and now New York. Fabulous cities now having this dreadful thing in common.
Islam? No. Vehicle attack. Those darned vehicles and their extremist ideology must be stopped.
Priority is containing the chaos, you dimwit. Widespread Islamophobia and panic does nothing to help that.
Now, the chaos has already been wrought. The clue being all those dead people on the floor. The priority is containing the ideology that caused the chaos. But people like you won't allow that to happen. The left won't allow that to happen because they're so virtuous and pure. They'd rather tolerate this than be called Islamophobe.